going on, everybody? It's Rich by the Fit Lawn Guy. This is Meso Cycle 1, week number 5, workout number 2. That means we got back, biceps, and rear delts on the menu today. Because it is week 5, we're taking all of our sets to 0 reps in reserve, aka failure. Failure is the only success today. So we're gonna get warmed up and get into this workout. The main lift of the day is bent over rows. Then we got some chin-ups. After that, we're gonna hit some incline curls to isolate the biceps. Then we're gonna finish off with some face pulls to get the rear delts and upper back fired up a little bit. This is my 5th week going on uploading every single workout of the meso cycle. If you've been following along, you've seen how we went from 3 reps in reserve in the first week to 0 reps in reserve this week. If you haven't been, I'd invite you to subscribe so you can go check out some of those old workouts. I do leave them all in the description so you could follow along, and that should help you structure your meso cycle and show you how to add volume along the way. So let's get warmed up and get into this. We got bent over rows first. Let's go. All right, we're warmed up. We got 135 pounds on the bar. What I'm thinking about right now, before I go into this first set, is that this is literally the moment we've been working towards. What I do on these next 2 sets will determine how much volume and what weight I use for the future meso cycle. So I want to be locked in as much as possible. I want the form to be good. I don't want to break down the form, but I don't mind if in the last few reps I get partials. But one thing's for sure is that we're going to leave it all on the table right now. Failure is the only success right now. I bumped the weight up again. We're doing, I believe, 10 pounds more than last week, and we're shooting for 11 with 0 RIR. But as I just stated, we're going to 0 RIR. If I can get more than 11, we're going to get more than 11. We're not leaving anything on the table this set. Let's go. Once I had to start cranking it up, it's no longer worth it to keep doing it. The partials are fine. I definitely got 11. And then I believe after that is when I started doing partials. That was definitely one of the tougher sets of bent over rows that I've done in a while. So we're gonna rest up, get a second set. All right, set number 2. Our target is 10 reps. Of course, we're going to failure, so if we can get more, that's great. My biggest limiting factor on this move is actually my ability to remain in a hinged position. So one of the benefits I get from it is that I guess I actually get stronger while remaining in that hinged position. The con to that is that that's not why I'm doing this move. That's why when you see me do something like a one arm dumbbell row where I support myself with the other hand. I could do 90-pound dumbbells for sets of 12. And while I'm struggling with 135 for sets of 12 with a 2-arm bent over row. So the good part is that it makes using less weight more challenging. The bad part is I could be limiting myself a little bit. So what I may do next mesocycle is switch this move out for 2-arm dumbbell row where I use the incline bench to support my chest so that my ability to hinge isn't the limiting factor on this move. But not bad for today. I think we got one more set of this. All right, third and final set of this move. Target is 7 reps with the same weight. I was locked in for that set. Definitely got more than 7. I think that was like 11. Yeah, I just don't like how my form can vary so much from set to set on this movement. Definitely want to either get better at this move, which is going to take more practice, or find a better move that helps me keep each and every rep as similar as possible. Big dubs today. Moving on to chin-ups next. Let's go. All right, we're moving on to chin-ups next. I had to go back and watch some old videos today just to remind myself what I've done as far as pull-ups are concerned, even though I was mostly specializing in calisthenics at the time. At the exact same body weight, 192 pounds, I used to be able to crank out 20 wide grip pull-ups. So if you watched my short that I posted earlier today, the video cuts off when I'm about 9 reps in. That's the first time that I ever had tested my max pull-ups, and I got 19.9, you could call it, practically 20. But yeah, sometimes it's good to just look back, and when you got a set of 12 with 1 RIR on chin-ups, and you think it's going to be difficult, even though you're using Versa grips, just have to remind yourself, that you're that dude. So, we're going to bang out 12. Way harder than I thought it would be. But we got it. Damn near busted a hole through the ceiling with my head on that last one. And definitely had to give a little help. But we got 12. And that was 0 RIR. So, rest up. Try to get another 12. All right, second set, we're going for another 12. That first set was very difficult. We did have to kip a little bit on the last rep to get it. I'm okay with tipping on 1 rep. I don't want to do more than 1 rep where I have to tip to get up, but that definitely let us know that, we hit failure on that last set. So we're shooting for another 12. It is a pretty lofty goal based upon how the last one felt. Also, we did go well above and beyond as far as bent over rows were concerned today, so we are a little bit pre-fatigued. That's not gonna stop us from getting as many as we can though on this set. So target's 12, see if we can do it. All right, I couldn't even get a full rep on that 10th one. We were able to get a partial on the 11th. I couldn't call that 11 though. I couldn't even really call that 10. I think I gotta call that 9. So if you do the math, I think we did 21 reps total on our first 2 sets last week. I believe it was 11 and 10. Today we got 12 and 9. So we still got 21 reps total. It means that I've pretty much hit a plateau with this move, at least in regards to it being my second move within the workout. What we're probably going to do is either lower the reps and add weight for the next meso, swap out the move altogether maybe for a different variation, maybe neutral grip, or something that will let us get higher reps but target the same musculature. So just something to think about. We do have a 3rd set of this today, so we're gonna rest up, see what the target reps are for that, and get after it. Last set of this particular move, and we're going for 8. And we're gonna have to check the lat pump after that because they're fired up right now. Look at that, baby. Might have to close the garage for this one.
What do I do? If I do anything at all, I'm gonna kill my gains. I can't internally rotate. In average arm for the general consultant is kind of size to maybe 15. I would say that's doable. Not common, but that's definitely possible. And then legs, I can see someone putting on 3-4 inches, maybe even 5 if they started pretty skinny. Especially if someone has like forearms, that's how you measure it, right? So I measure it with a straight wrist, straight the truth, and they're like, fuck that, I'm not doing that. That sounds tough. And so if you know the person.
All right, so we got a pretty sweet pump check today. The lats are looking good. Upper back's filling in nicely. Really happy with that. We'll cool down a little bit. It's time to I'm gonna smack out some biceps now. And we're doing incline curls as we've been doing for the last 4 weeks. On top set today, we're going for 17 reps with 0 reps in reserve. And we'll see if we could do that. Never fails. Never freaking fails, dude. As soon as I'm ready to go, it's like the fucking bug lands on me or something. Alright. 9.
I don't know anyone who's really advanced. They know themselves very well.
It is. Well, I guess that means we have been gauging our reps in reserve correctly, because 17 was, well, last week we got 16 with 1 rep in reserve. Today we're shooting for 17, and man, I gave it everything I got right there. Give it everything you got. My feet are actually tingling right now, which means the blood is leaving my legs and going into my biceps. I don't know if that's true, but I notice when I do a really hard set for upper body, it happens to me sometimes when I do a really hard set of pull-ups or a hard set of curls, my feet will actually go numb and start tingling. I think that means we're doing it right. So we'll rest up a second, get another one. All right, going for 16 on the second set. Fuck. Oh my God. Yeah, dude. That was really tough. I'm not sure why the reps have dropped off so much from workout to workout. Could be the chin-ups, could just be the cumulative fatigue. Maybe I gotta check and see if my form's switched up a little bit. Maybe I'm doing the reps better right now. Either way, I couldn't do any more, so I had to get a couple partials there. And we'll go back, watch the film, count up the reps, log it, and then do a third set. All right, last set. I guess the target is 16, even though we didn't get anywhere close to that on the set prior to this one. So we're just gonna go to failure. I guess we'll shoot for 16 and see what happens. I think I got like 14 there. All right, we're gonna do some face pulls and wrap this thing up. All right, we're doing face pulls last. We got 82.5 pounds loaded up on the loadable pin. If you have OCD, try not to look at the pin. The weights are all out of order. It'll drive you crazy. But we're shooting for 15 with 0 reps in reserve. I actually didn't use the Versa grips on this last time, and I regretted it. So I want to see how much of a difference it makes, if any. $15 and 2 additional partials just to show you what failure looks like on this movement. I won't record the last 2. We have 2 more. I'm not going to record them. I'm going to hit those and then I'll wrap this whole thing up. Alright guys, that's a wrap on today's workout. All in all, I would say it was a success. We were able to go above and beyond on our main lift, which was bent over rows. We hit all of our targets and got some additional reps in, even though some of them may have been partials. I'm cool with partials on pulling movements because you still get that weighted stretch at the bottom of the movement. Even without the partials, we still hit our targets, which is a great thing, especially since bent over rows historically for me has been a move that I tend to avoid or seek an alternative for, usually something like cable rows. But because I did want to target my upper back more this mesocycle as opposed to my lower lats, I needed to, get out of my comfort zone and say, all right, pull-ups are going second on back day, which is something I haven't done in a long time, and opt for the bent over rows. As I stated earlier in the video, the limiting factor for the bent over rows seems to be my ability to hold a hinged position for a long time. Not a huge fan of the way that feels, so we might have to seek some sort of alternative. We will experiment during our deload week, and next week when I sort of have a fun week where I have a training partner, I'm still going to be hitting it hard for one more week instead of taking a deload, but not going to be doing anything stupid. It's going to be more of a experimental week for me to sort of try out some new moves and get a good pump. That'll be a good opportunity for us to see what other options are out there as far as horizontal pulling movements go. On our chin-ups, we were able to hit our target on the first rep. We weren't able to get it with the first set. We weren't able to get it on the second set, but we did get 0 reps in reserve. So at the end of the day, we did reach failure. One thing to take into consideration is that I have been focusing on making the move more difficult for myself. So instead of maybe pulling with a hollow body, I'll tend to sort of arch my back and pull with a more arched position, which does allow me to get a better contraction at the peak of the movement, and a slow eccentric on the way down is something that I've been having to focus on and break the old habit that I had in the past, which was pretty much just banging out reps explosively to try and get as many reps as possible. If you watch that short that I posted earlier today, you see how I was just kind of banging out reps, and I do the move very efficiently, and that will allow you to get more reps, but is it going to yield the best result as far as muscle gains go? The answer is probably not. So I'm not upset about getting 12 on that first set and getting around 30 reps total between the 3 sets, slow and controlled, deep stretch, as my second move of the day is all in all pretty good for where I'm at right now. Incline curls, we definitely smashed that first set. The second and third sets were way more difficult. I chalk it up to just accumulating fatigue over the course of this training block. At the end of the day, biceps, we're just trying to maintain them right now. This mesocycle has been about back and chest gains, and I can tell you right now, I'm starting to notice them coming in. I'm actually really happy that I put arms towards the back burner. We could come back and hit those hard another time, but we have some other fish to fry in the meantime. What's up with all the cooking references? So pretty much when it comes to bicep training, the question I have to ask myself is, did I do enough to maintain arm size? And the answer is definitely a resounding yes as far as that's concerned. So we did good. Face pulls, you know what the deal is with that. Just a little bit more upper back volume, rear delts, really finishing them off, making sure that I'm getting a nice pump every single day with those. It's kind of the same story with the shoulders as it is with arms, where are we doing enough to make sure that we're not losing? And I can confidently say, yes, I am doing enough to not lose muscle in my shoulders and arms. Well, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead, leave me a like. If you haven't been, I invite you to follow along. Go check out those old videos. I leave the workouts in the descriptions, so feel free to follow along. And I hope you tune in tomorrow. We got a leg day coming up. Should be a good one. I'll look forward to seeing you there. So, take it easy.